Welcome back to Bald Feather Bets, everyone. We'll give you a quick recap of our picks from College Football Week 8 Saturday yesterday. Go into today's NFL Sunday slate, where we pick every game against the spread and assign a unit value. But first, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, notifications on, give this video some love, like the video, watch all the way through, comment, let me know what your thoughts are on the slate this week. And check out some of the shorts I've been doing as well, and give me some love on those. I'd appreciate it. So yesterday, College Football Saturday, Week 8, we were 32-3. So positive day for us. We need to keep stacking those. Started out in the morning. We had Vandy minus the 1.5 for 5 units. That cashed. Vandy really kind of controlled the game. So that's the difference, where Alabama played that exact same game against Vandy and beat them. LSU played that game against Vandy and couldn't get the win. Just a lot of that has to do with the versatility of Alabama's offense versus what you have at LSU. Then we had Georgia Tech plus the 4. We were kind of lucky in that one, and then kind of not. We were lucky in the first half. Duke should have been up 14-0 at the end of the first half, maybe even more. They dominated that, but the game was 7-7, and once you saw that, then you kind of knew that Hangs King triple option type offense for Georgia Tech could kind of set in the second half, and they could win. So Georgia Tech remains undefeated. That was a 2-unit win for us, so 7-0. Then went into the afternoon. We had Georgia minus the 6.5. That game went about exactly as we talked about, as we expected. Ole Miss able to dominate through the air, Georgia able to dominate through the ground, Georgia also able to dominate through the air off play action. A little bit stickier and closer than I would have liked. If Georgia gets one more first down there's a chance they have the opportunity to knee, and we don't get that field goal, but we did. So that was a 10-unit victory there for us on Georgia. We had Arizona State plus the 7.5. They won outright with a really nice game-winning drive by Sam Levitt in Arizona State. Finally, Texas Tech, we bet against Texas Tech and we get a win there. So that was a 5-unit play there. That got us to 22-0. And then the two primetime games, the 7:30 p.m. kickoffs, we had Notre Dame minus the points, minus 9.5 for 5 units. And we had Alabama minus the 8 for 5 units. Hit both those. That got us to 32-0. And then, unfortunately, Utah minus the 3 broke up our perfect day. So, but 32-3 is still a positive day overall. Notre Dame, USC, that one was obviously sticky throughout the game. USC makes a couple different decisions. We probably don't cover that spread. But also, if Notre Dame cleans up their sloppiness, they win that game going away. It was pretty obvious. I think to start the game, Jeremiah Love had 4 carries for 76 yards. So it was pretty obvious at the beginning who had the ability to just kind of dominate and control. And then CJ Carr made some really poor, ill-advised decisions. USC did as well. The reverse around pass fumble for us, where Notre Dame picked that up. Man, we got lucky on that one for sure. And then we got the game-sealing interception, which was huge, because in that situation, USC down 10, if they get into field goal range, there's a very good chance they just send the kicker out there, make it a 7-point game, and then USC covers. Alabama, Tennessee, that one kind of back and forth early, but not really in doubt by the time the game got late. Alabama really set in there. That's it. We'll give our more thoughts in terms of the overall college football landscape and other games we didn't bet on, and our thoughts on Ohio State, our thoughts on all the coaching topics. I expect probably 3 to 4 coaches to be fired this weekend, if my intel is correct, but we'll see. We'll talk about all that in our College Football Week 8 wrap-up final thoughts video on Tuesday. So NFL Sunday today. What do we got going? We already gave you guys the Rams minus the 2.5 for 3 units. That is currently ongoing. We're still looking okay. About 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Rams 21, Jacksonville nothing. But this is not in hand by any means of the stretch. By any stretch of the means. Yeah. This one's not in hand because we've seen how crazy some of these European games can get, and comebacks, and think Vikings, Steelers, all that stuff. Some of these we've already given you. Some of them were given to you for the first time right now. We're just going to run through and talk about all of them. Titans plus 7.5 for 5 units. This is a really big spot, emotional spot in terms of Vrabel coming back. Think Brady going back to New England. Think Russell Wilson going back to Seattle. This is the first game without our hero, Ryan Callahan, 4-19 ATS, greatest coach of all time in my opinion. So we can now bet on the Titans again. It's very sad though. It's very sad. That was a lot of fun to bet against them every week and pretty much know it was a sure thing. So Titans plus 7.5, 5 units, like the emotional spot for them. Saints plus 4.5 for 5 units against the Bears. A lot of love for the Bears this week, and we talked about them in a very positive light as well in our Wednesday NFL recap video from week 6. But 4.5 point favorites. We're getting a little much there. Saints have started to set in. You can see Kelly Moe's offense is starting to click. Spencer Rattler might actually be good too, which is weird, but he actually might be good. So we like the Saints there plus 4.5, 5 units. Dolphins plus 3, 5 units. All the talk with the wind and all that stuff. The under was the play, but the under's gone from like 42 down to 34. So obviously we don't bet totals here anyway. So don't bet that under. But we like the team plus the points in a weather game like that pretty much always. So Dolphins plus 3, 5 units. Vikings plus the 2.5 against the Eagles for 5 units. Game is in Minnesota. We do not believe the Eagles are a very good team. We've been saying it all season, and we will stick with it. Jets plus 0.5 for 3 units. No reason. This game sucks. In theory, Carolina should come in there and blow them out, but it's the NFL. Jets still haven't won a game yet this year. At some point, they're going to win one. Like, they're not going to go defeated. A lot of love for Carolina, and I've really liked what I've seen out of Bryce Young, but not really sure they're a be favored team yet, and they are. Jets minus 12 and a half. No. Chiefs minus 12.5 for 3 units against the Raiders. Rashee Rice coming back. We really like this spot for the Chiefs. We've been on the Chiefs for all year now. We've told you that you're insane if you thought the Broncos were going to win that division. We'll come to the Broncos here in a second. But yeah, they've been clicking everything offensively. The Raiders are really not a good team. Fear Geno against this Chiefs defense with a lot of his weapons missing. That's going to be a tough spot for the Raiders. We know that the people like the Raiders because historically the Raiders have done really well in this matchup against the Chiefs every year in division. Those were different coaching staffs. Raiders have a totally new coaching staff now, and that matchup stuff has a lot more to do with coaching staff versus coaching staff than team versus team. So, yeah. Chargers minus 1 for 5 units. That's my favorite play of the day. Colts are probably the most overvalued team in the NFL when you look at like where they're actually power rated in terms of sportsbook ranking versus like where the media seems to have them. Love the Chargers here in this spot. Getting a few things healthy again, which they've been decimated, not like the 49ers, but they've been decimated. Broncos minus 7 for 3 units. Jackson Dart and Scattaboo and all that's a really good story. They got nothing in terms of offensive weapons outside of those guys. The Broncos are an elite pass rush defense. They are on track to contend for the record of number of sacks in the NFL in a season. This is a really bad spot for New York traveling out there. We like the Broncos to blow this one wide open. Broncos minus 7, 3 units. Cowboys minus 1, 3 units. Commanders without a lot of key weapons offensively. So as much as I hate the Dallas defense, Dak is playing like an MVP level season, and their offense looks really good. And the Commanders, Jaden's going to have to do everything today, and it might just be a little too much. Cowboys at home. Cowboys with that offense, we're taking that. Cardinals plus 7.5 for 3 units. Riding the Jacoby Brissett train. Think that they have a think that they have a chance to win this one outright, even. But we'll see. We'll see. They get Kyler back healthy after the bye, rolling with Jacoby for one more week. We kind of like that because that's how we were able to get the 7.5. Was because they have a backup Q. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So Cardinals plus 7.5, 3 units. And then lastly tonight, 49ers -1, 5 units. I love it. Falcons riding really high after their win against the Bills, traveling out to Santa Clara. Mac Jones, last start probably before Purdy comes back. 49ers getting a few pieces back this week, especially George Kittle. I like this one a lot. Also, coaching staffs who really know each other, and McShanahan does well in those situations. He does really well in those. So anyway, that's it. Enjoy your NFL Sunday. We will be back at you again tomorrow, where we have a doubleheader on Monday night with the 6 p.m. and the 3 a.m. kickoffs. We've already given you both those plays, but we'll make a video, obviously, with a little bit more info on the games. Thank you, guys. Like I said, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Give this video some love, and let's go get them.